Okay. Be level-headed. Okay. Alright, I can't continue anymore. Welcome to the Impact Factor. I apologize if that audio spiked. It probably did. It's Impact Factor's special E3 prediction episode. Yes! The Impact Factor is what happens when two scientists and two best friends get together to talk about video games. My name is Alex Samocha, and I'm joined this week, as I am every single week here on the Impact Factor, by the guy who thankfully took a little break from Here's the Storm to come record this episode with me. My co-host, Charles Fliss.
Chugga 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 chugga. Woo woo! This is the official episode of riding the E3 hype train. And yes, I am taking a break from HOTS. Literally just finished a match of HOTS before we started recording.
How did that match go? How did that match go?
Oh man, it was super duper close, but just lost it right at the end there. Couldn't make that last push. And
can you tell the folks your record maybe in the past 8 games or so?
Oh, I see what you're doing there. I'm currently riding an 8-game losing streak.
Ooh, folks.
On HOTS. But
folks.
Alex, weren't you a part of how many of those games were you a part of?
And for the audience, I don't really play Heroes of the Storm. I don't know.
I think it rhymes with Heaven. Heaven sounds like 7, which is the opposite of what we've been in while we're playing.
Okay, it's new hero rotations. I don't know how to play as anybody. Give me a freaking break.
Noob. I mean, send the noob over here. So we're noobing from two sides of the world.
Alright, anyway, but this is the episode where we talk about the Electronic Entertainment Expo. This year, E3 2015 marks the 20th year of the show. And 20 years that I wish I was at the show. Oh, man. Even though everyone in the industry gets all bitter, everyone's like, oh, man, it sucks, it's crowded, whatever. If anyone's listening, you got some free E3 passes. The Impact Factor would love to be at E3, cover stuff for you. So let me know if the next 4 days you could give me those passes so I could get down to L.A.
Yeah, man, we're not just fans, right? We're like aspiring media.
Yeah,
we're trying here. We're aspiring.
We got blogs, we got a podcast. But anyway, Fliss, we need to rein. Let's rein in this excitement a little bit. We're two level-headed scientists. We think things through analytically. We look at the details, the facts. We really want to present the academic. Okay, I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry, folks. If I know we're both scientists, but we love video games, and E3 is the Christmas of video game news. You get so many reveals, so many trailers, so many gameplays, so many release dates. It really fuels you through the next year of what to expect from video games. Well, I guess through the next 2 years often, because stuff that will get announced gets delayed, but we're not going to get into that.
And so this is the episode where we're going to be shaking the presents and trying to figure out what's coming for Christmas.
Oh, man. If we're going to go with that analogy, shaking these Christmas presents, Fliss, these Christmas presents are pretty generally packed in clear plastic containers, because increasingly, man, there is so much E3 news that is leaked ahead of E3 because it's such a colossal titan industry event where there's so much news going on that everyone is vying for their own news cycle. And so even as we, again, breaking the fourth wall a little bit here, folks, we have a show notes that we work on together, and we made predictions starting from, last Thursday when we did the recording. And since then, like, a good chunk of a good proportion of my predictions have been just leaked as news. So, man, I guess pat on my back, I'm pretty darn good at predicting video game news, but it
was all obvious stuff. Everybody saw that coming.
No, get out of here. I make the bold claims.
Well, see, here's the great thing for us, though, right? Is that this is like, that stereotypical Christmas with divorced parents, except that we have like 5 or 6 or 7 divorced parents right now who are all vying for our love. I don't want to get your hopes out about something called, Ball Out. But
yeah, right. Oh man, there's so much good talk about. E3 is a crazy event. Having just been a fan of watching the sidelines, and now first time I think really entering our frame talking about video games. It's something I'm still so excited about, even more excited about. And at the end of this episode, please stick with us, or I guess skip to the end of the episode if you're going that way. I'm going to be sharing with you what I plan to do for E3 on the Impact Factor, my blog about video games. That's theimpactfactor.blogspot.com. I'm going to be doing a lot this year, at least as much as I can. So please be excited.
Yeah, man, very exciting. So why don't we get started, dive right into this?
Okay. But first, man, look at the script. Jeez. The
I'm looking at the script.
is where I bring my perspectives. This is Alex here, as a biomedical scientist, and combine them with, and usually against, Fliss's social scientist worldview to have great discussions about video games. All right, so for today, we're going to be skipping the news and views. We're going to be, and then combining it with perspectives. I have one giant mega section.
Perspectives.
E3 conference predictions. All right, this year we've got a ton of press conferences to get through. We got a ton of stuff. Here in the Impact Factor, we're going to do it a little bit differently than a lot of other people. A lot of other sites, they generally, they have news coverage or they talk about everything that is known or expected to be at these shows. But for any of you listeners who don't go to those sites or are just a little bit more casually affiliated with the industry, Fliss and I are going to run through, we're going to break down each of these press conferences. So we've got Bethesda's first ever press conference. This is in order of when they appear. They have a Sunday night press conference. And then Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and PlayStation, all on Monday. That's the 16th or 15th, I can't remember now. And then on Tuesday, that'll be Nintendo, Square Enix, and the PC Gamer special E3 show. And so we're going to break down our predictions into three kind of categories here. What's different for us is we're going to go through some of the expected predictions. So some of the stuff that we expect to see. Just the game announcements, the trailers that we assume or have on, kind of authority through different leaks or different reports, stuff that hasn't been officially confirmed yet, but we really suspect is going to be there. Then we've got our second category of predictions, bold predictions, which can, it kind of straddles the line between expected and crazy. Like, we think this could happen, there's good evidence that something like this could happen, but really there's been no hints at something like this having been teased so far. And the last category, which I just said, is crazy. Stuff that Fliss and I would love to see happen, something that's bold and crazy and just stuff that would be awesome and probably won't happen, but we want it to happen.
We'll also be keeping an informal tally of our predictions as we go through the show and be keeping score where expected, we think these are going to happen. We're pretty sure these are going to happen. So we're not going to award each other any points for that. But if you can make a bold prediction stick, that's worth 1 point. And a crazy prediction is worth 3 points. So, we're using a little bit of a soccer scoring system here. And we'll be ready to go. And next week, after the show, we'll be able to tally it all up and tell you which one of us was better able to look into the future of E3.
Look into a crystal ball. And also, 3 points, what soccer score are you talking about? Those 3-point goals in soccer?
No, that's international tournament scoring, right? Where a win is 3 points
okay.
and a tie
I thought you were talking about actual goal scoring. I'm like, oh yeah, if
you
shoot it in from over the halfway line, it's a 3-point goal.
That's not how you play soccer?
Says the guy. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so let's get right into it, folks. The first press conference is on that Sunday night. All right, calendar. What is that, the 15th? No, 14th? 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th.
This is your job.
I can do math here, folks. So this is Bethesda. So let's run through our expected predictions. All right, let me start it off here. Fallout 4 gameplay will be shown. So this is something not really even a prediction, but with, I guess it was only last week, we got the official announcement of Fallout 4. They got the trailer, which was interesting because it is kind of gameplay. They really, they went against the trend of having these cinematic trailers and, really kind of more, demonstrative idea trailers, and actually showed a lot of in what looked like certainly in-engine footage, if not in-game footage of stuff that we could see where they just maybe just unlocked the camera to move it around. But I really expect that the press conference is going to open with a long gameplay snippet of Fallout 4, really probably showing off the VATS system again, which is that aiming system to let you kind of target certain areas and enemies. They're going to see a lot of exploration. They're probably going to show us through some mutants. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of the busted landmarks that are going to be included there. And so that goes into my second expected prediction, where I think Fallout 4 is actually probably going to take up a majority of the press conference. We don't know how long this is going to be yet, but I would assume a substantial portion of time is going to be devoted to Fallout 4, if only because probably the whole reason Bethesda decided they wanted to have their own press conference this year was that Fallout 4 was coming.
Yeah, when it comes to winning E3, Bethesda already has an early lead, even having already announced Fallout 4. I think that's what most people are really, really hyped about going into the show. So I would completely agree with you. And I think that the next game that they're going to really push at this press conference is going to be Doom. And I'm really, really hoping that we are going to see some Doom gameplay instead of just the little itty-bitty snippets of teaser trailers that we've gotten thus far.
Right, yeah, so a couple weeks ago we got a little preview teaser snippet. Like, it's such a bizarre little video. The video is like 10 seconds, and you see, like, the logo, and you see a guy reloading a shotgun, or gal, I guess, someone reloading a shotgun, a little brief snippet of a Revenant enemy, and that's it. So, like, they might as well just have released screens, like, released screenshots, like, because the video they showed was so short that, really nothing can be discerned from the trailer other than, well, I guess it looks like Doom, so that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And then right after that, we got about a 1 minute kind of cinematic teaser that just was mostly shadows and, maybe teasing what the story was going to be a little bit. So, that looks cool. But again, we have not seen any gameplay, so definitely hoping that we see some at the press conference.
Fliss, I think you're misunderstanding here. These aren't hopes. These are predictions. And so I'll boldly say, I predict we're absolutely going to see some Doom gameplay. So that little snippet that they showed us, again, looked like it was in-engine, if not in-game, of what we can expect. And so I'd be surprised if all we got is some sort of cinematic story, like 10,000-foot view of what the story is going to be in Doom. I really expect that we're going to see some sort of gameplay combat scenario. Just giving people, look, folks, of this is what Doom is. And honestly, this might fall into the bold category, but I think one of the things that the creators of this new Doom need to do to make people excited again was people liked Doom 3 at first, but then it really kind of fell off because it's just kind of a generic shooter, and it turned it into this weird, like, kind of more survival horror game where you had to switch between your gun and a flashlight to be able to see. And one of the things that really defined Doom in its early days is this really high velocity gameplay. Like, if you played any of those original Dooms, your character goes fast. He flies through the environment. So I guess we're going to make this a bold prediction here. Let me add to the show notes here.
Important for keeping score.
This is important for score keeping, folks. Well, maybe we'll even copy the show notes into our episode description. So Doom has fast gameplay, like the old ones. So here, your character
I just want to point out for the record here that if you look at our show notes, under bold, I already have Doom retains massive amounts of its classic gameplay. Just gonna throw it out there.
I don't see that. It is
absolutely there. You are lying, sir.
Whoops. Oh, yeah. So Flitt's not in agreement here. I think they're really going to go back to the roots of the franchise, and it's going to be these nice, really high-definition, really polished 3D graphics, but your character is going to move fast. He's going to jump fast, he's going to run fast, and it's going to be really kind of high octane. Maybe something like Bulletstorm we saw a couple years back, just kind of sliding and moving and sprinting through the environment much faster than a standard first-person shooter.
Yeah, and part of the reason that I'm making this prediction and sticking to it is that I think that Bethesda will know, from a marketing standpoint, that going back to these classic roots is something that people want. Not only have we had all these Kickstarters starting up with nostalgia and getting people back to classic gameplay, but also just within that classic shooter genre, the 2 Wolfenstein games that just came out were really big hits, and even the second one was more of a mini game, and they lowered the price point accordingly. But
well, the second one was technically an expansion, right? I guess it's standalone expansion. It was Wolfenstein the New Order.
Yeah, it's the New Order and the Old Blood.
Was the big one, and then the Old Blood was the expansion.
Yeah, because it's hard, right? Because the Old Blood is actually the newer game.
Yeah, and these are by Machine Games, which is a company that's part of the larger Bethesda publishing house. People love it. I look forward to playing them at some point, at least the Wolfenstein New Order. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of Nazis, even as good as Wolfenstein does them, but I never get tired of being a Space Marine, so Doom.
Doom. Alright, running through our expected ones here quickly. So this is, I guess other people might have it as bold, I have it as expected. I really think Dishonored 2 from Arcane Studios is going to be announced. For those who don't know, Dishonored is this game from Arcane. It's this really well-designed stealth kind of game. This interesting kind of steampunk, Victorian, weird setting. Met a lot of good critical praise. People really like it. I actually have it on my PS3 through PlayStation Plus, but I haven't gotten around to playing it yet.
Same here.
But it's been a long time since that first game, and they had like really successful DLCs like the Knife of Dunwall and other ones. And Arcane has been quiet for a long time, and so I really think this is the time they're going to announce it. Now, Fallout 4 and Doom are going to take up a big share of this press conference, but I think we're at least going to get some sort of teaser trailer and logo for Dishonored 2.
Yeah, I agree with that. I certainly would be really excited about that.
Yeah.
Just because anytime we get more cool games in cool settings, even if we don't know when it's coming out, even if we don't even have a vague idea of when it's coming out, I think it would be cool to know that they're working on it.
And then the last expected prediction I have is there's going to be very brief talk about The Elder Scrolls Online. That just came out this Tuesday on the PS4. It's been on the PC for a while. Had a really rough start and rough launch, and it was a premium purchase with also a monthly subscription. They moved to a subscription. They moved away from the monthly subscription model, so now it's just the initial purchase for PS4. I'm not sure. It's probably doing really badly. Although a couple friends on my friends list are playing it, but I think there's going to be a brief Elder Scrolls Online talk just to try and get people excited. Like, hey, this game's out on PS4, now, right? You guys should go play it.
Are you going to play it?
No, absolutely not. I'm not an MMO player. I never probably will be an MMO player. Again, a lot of these genres that I avoid are genres that require way too much time investment. I'm very omnivorous. I want to get as many games as I can. I know that even if I did get into an MMO, which I'm not sure if I ever would because it's just the time investment you have to put in to get kind of into it, I'm not going to go to it. So, not for me.
All right, well, let's move on to some bold predictions. And going back to Doom, I want to make a bold prediction we're going to get a release date for Doom.
Ooh, I agree. That was one of my bold predictions, too. Doom is going to get a release date. Yeah, so that's really bold. I think Doom is closer than we think. They've been quiet for a while. It has been quiet for a long time. After they finished Rage, which has really mixed response, I think they're going to use a lot of those assets and a lot of the lessons they learned from Rage to put out Doom, and I expect. I'm not going to predict the date here on the show. But what are you thinking for a date, Fliss? You want to set an actual date, or do you just want to give like a month?
Oh man! All right. Well, if I'm going to go all out here and crazy, then this is going to definitely fall under the crazy level of prediction for picking a date. But I'm going to say spring summer 2016.
Okay. I have similar vibes. I'm gonna say May 2016.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
May 2016. That's my prediction. It's gonna fall around there. Maybe sometime between April and June, but I think it's gonna be in that little window. Because Doom, it's not a huge game. It's not really a huge franchise. I really, as opposed, aside from us who are kind of like hardcore or whatever hardcore, we grew up with games. I'm not sure what the demand. I don't know how much of a demand there is for Doom and how many people are really that excited about it. I guess other than you. So I think
I'm absolutely rocking that nostalgia for Doom. Mm-hmm. Definitely for me, that's just a PC game that I loved as a kid. Introduced me to the shooter genre, and I just remember walking into probably Best Buy, back when we bought games at Best Buy, and seeing Doom 3's box back when they put games in boxes on the shelf, and just being like, oh man, this is so cool. And then obviously I didn't really care for Doom 3. Like you said, it had a lot of mechanics that sounded cool but didn't necessarily work in principle. So Doom 4, tell your friends.
So I think in that time period it's pretty usually light on releases, and so I think if they hit then, it's going to give them the most chance for success. I would honestly, if Fallout 4 weren't coming, I would have predicted Doom for maybe early 2016, like a February, to capitalize on something like Dying Light this year, which did really well in that time slot, or in that year release slot. But I think it's going to be pushed out a little bit further. They don't want it too close to Fallout 4. Especially because two of my bold predictions. First, bold prediction number 1, Fallout 4 is going to have a 2015 release. It's going to be out by the end of the year. I'm guessing Fallout 4 is going to be out November.
November. That is bold.
We already got some games announced for October. It's a little bit. It wants the Christmas rush. That's gonna end the press conference. They're gonna start with Fallout 4, blah blah blah, and the press conference will be like, oh yeah, and Fallout 4, folks, get your pre-orders in because it's coming out this November.
That would be pretty baller.
Yeah, because we hadn't heard about it until like last week officially, and then they're gonna be like, oh, guess what? You don't have to wait so long. We know all those game companies tease a game and then have it show up one E3, then another E3, and then a third E3. The Division, the Division. We're gonna tease it, show it to you, and say, hey, wait a couple months, it'll be out. So I think they're really gonna do that. And I think that's gonna honestly steal the show. A big game like that coming out soon, like the same year, that's crazy.
Yeah, and especially if they do drop that Doom release date, right? Then they will just be, dropping release dates everywhere. Just, here's your Fallout 4 release date. Here's your Doom release date. Do you think we get a Dishonored 2 release date?
No, I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready on that one. I think at earliest we could see it fall 2016, but I really don't think they're going to push it that fast. I have no idea what state they're in with that, so I'm not gonna go there with that prediction. But then I think again Doom's going to be pushed a little bit further out because my other bold prediction is that Fallout 4 DLC will be announced. They're going to announce the first piece of DLC as well, maybe not at the press conference, sometime around there, and might even detail what their DLC release is going to be. Because this game's coming out, they're letting you know we're almost done with it. We're just doing bug fixing now, and currently the team is working on our DLC.
Yeah, man, that would be amazing, and then they could definitely push pre-orders for a season pass a la Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
yeah.
Do you have any other Fallout 4 predictions? Do you want to get crazy on us?
Yeah, let's go a little crazy. I'm going to delete one of these bold predictions that I don't feel like I want to make anymore. So my crazy prediction is that Fallout 4, for the first time in the series, oh man, this is crazy. There's no way this is going to be right, but I'm saying it. Fallout 4 is going to have a multiplayer mode. It's going to have some sort of co-op capability. Maybe something a la Dark Souls a little bit, so it might be limited so people can't just show up anywhere in your world at any time. Like, that's going to be a little too weird. Or messages or anything. But I think there might be some sort of area of the map where you can see evidence of other people in that same area on their game doing stuff. I think that would be so cool and so powerful because you're all exploring the same wasteland together, but alone. And so I think it'd be really cool, even if it's something like the bloodstains in Dark Souls where you see that someone had died there and you can access it and see how they died to kind of warn you, oh, maybe there's some super mutant over this area. Or maybe they can leave you some sort of message like, oh, nice chest ahead or something like that. I think that would be cool. Some sort of limited online capability with it I think would be really, really cool. So I'm gonna predict, that's my crazy prediction. There's gonna be some sort of Souls-esque kind of asynchronous, separate world but shared world communication kind of stuff that happens.
All right, well, while we're talking about Souls games, I have a bold. We're going to file this under bold predictions. Maybe I should call it crazy, but I'm going to call it bold. And that's, I think that Doom is going to pull aesthetics from both Dark Souls and Resident Evil and its classic games so that it's going to give you that really cool, fun, fast shooter with elements of survival horror, and I think it's going to be hard. I think they're going to push us to really get back to being a good shooting player, and that they're going to really punish you for not being good at the game.
All right, I like that. And got any other crazy ones? Because we got to move on because there's so many press conferences this year.
Allow me to get crazy and sorry for Bethesda. It's just all I want to talk about is Doom. Yeah, my crazy prediction is that Doom will have a full co-op campaign, and that we will be able to run through Doom together, and play with a friend, be a pair of Space Marines running through this crazy environment. That is probably not going to happen. If it does happen, I will be jumping up and down and yelling in the middle of my apartment.
Well, if you get a PS4 and it's online co-op, like I assume it would be, I'll play co-op campaign with you, Fliss.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. All right, moving on. The next press con. All right, those are predictions. Again, we'll put these in some sort of show notes in some capacity. I'm not sure how we're going to do that yet because there's a lot of them.
We'll post like a scoreboard or something
Post
like
a
that.
scoreboard or something. Yeah, there we go. So the next press conference up, Monday morning at 9:30 PDT, Microsoft. Let's run through some of the expected ones. So these we could just probably, a couple of these we can just run off quickly here. Halo 5, I think, is going to open the press conference. Usually Microsoft is known for having Call of Duty open the press conference, but I think this year is going to be Halo 5. That's their big game. That game's coming out this winter. They really want to push this, and I think actually I have a different prediction for Call of Duty later. We'll get to. Hint, tease. And they're going to go a lot of details. They're going to show off the single-player campaign. They're going to talk about their multiplayer, and then I've got some bolder predictions later on about that. I think they're going to show Crackdown 3 in some capacity. So they teased Crackdown last year with that kind of cinematic trailer, giving you the vibe. I think they're going to show a new trailer, but this time with gameplay. And I think they're actually going to give a release window. I'm not sure when that window is going to be, but they're going to give you, we'll be out probably 26. They're probably going to say 2016 at some time that year.
And while we're making obvious predictions, I want to predict that we're going to get the Gears of War remastered collection.
Yeah, that's just bound to happen.
And then I think that, jumping right off of that, they're going to tease a new Gears of War. Nothing special, nothing spectacular, just a little teaser trailer. And, very much go buy the remastered collection so that you'll be ready when the new Gears of War comes out.
Yeah, they might even tease something like, hey, maybe there'll be early access beta. You can access early access beta multiplayer or something. But I don't even. Yeah, it's interesting because Microsoft would be dumb not to work on a new Gears. They're definitely there's been a lot of leaks that this Gears collection is real, and so they're probably just trying to drum up hype. So yeah, I agree with you. They're not going to show much of this new Gears of War. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like a logo, or maybe not even a logo, just like the war is still going, boo, Gears, or something like that. Like at the end of when they talk about that there's a Gears collection coming. I think Rise of the Tomb Raider, since that was announced last E3 to be has some sort of weird console exclusivity with the Xbox One and Microsoft. It's been a year. I'm still not sure if it's like it's a permanent exclusive or it's just a windowed exclusive or it's exclusive. It's clearly not coming out on PS4 in 2015. But beyond that, I don't know. But anyway, they're going to show off. There's going to be a long gameplay demo. They're going to show off it's clear that Microsoft wants Rise of the Tomb Raider to be their Uncharted. And so yeah, they're going to devote some time to Rise of the Tomb Raider. And I think that's pretty obvious. It's supposed to come out this Christmas as well, right? So their big Christmas games are pushing are Halo 5, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Forza 6. I think they're going to talk about Forza. I haven't seen a Microsoft press conference in years that hasn't talked about Forza in some capacity, either the numbered Forzas or the Forza Horizons open world thing. But people love their racing Forza games. Forza whatever was like their launch title, and there was a Horizons last year. I think they're going to talk about Forza 6 here too.
And isn't that supposed to be a bit of a reboot?
No, I think you're thinking of Need for Speed.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, we'll get to that. And then the last totally expected thing is that the developers, Remedy, I think is the name. I could be wrong there. The people who work on Quantum Break, they're not going to be there at all. They're not going to be at any capacity. They're going to show off at Gamescom. They're not going to be E3, which is a bummer because they've been teasing Quantum Break since the Xbox One was announced pretty much. But yeah, they're not going to be at E3 at all. Nothing at the press conference about Quantum Break.
Yeah, and then I think we'll definitely see some Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, I think this is a play. Metal Gear Solid 5 needs to be shown somewhere, and I think PlayStation has been focusing on other third parties to kind of strengthen their repertoire. So I agree with that. I think the press conference we're going to see Metal Gear Solid 5 at is Microsoft. So I agree. We're going to see it somewhere.
Let's get bold. Do you have a bold prediction for us, Alex?
Let's get some bold predictions here. All right, Rare has been teasing a new game for a while. Like, we're working on something. We got something in the works. And so there's going to be a new Rare game. And I'm going to buck the trend here. I've seen other people predicting different games, but I predict they're making a new Banjo-Kazooie. It's going to fly in the face. They were so sad that Yooka-Laylee got released. Got shown on a Kickstarter because they've been working on a new Banjo for a while. They knew fans were clamoring for it, but what are they gonna do? Scrap production? So there's a new Rare game. Everyone thinks it's Battletoads. I think it's gonna be a new Banjo-Kazooie. Maybe they're gonna do something different with it, but that's what I think they're working on. This might even be crazy. I don't know, I'll leave it in bold for now, because I think Rare is going to show a new game. What it is, I don't know. But I'm guessing Banjo-Kazooie.
All right, well, yeah, I think I agree with you completely that we're going to see a new Rare game, so we can both file new Rare game under bold, but I disagree with you saying it's Banjo-Kazooie. I think it's going to be Battletoads!
Yeah, you and everyone else. I mean, right, because the Battletoads showed up in the Xbox One version of Shovel Knight as bosses, and then, oh gosh, I forget it. God, I'm blanking on his name right now. But kind of the guy, the Microsoft guy who was at a press conference for I think the HoloLens presentation. He was wearing a Battletoads shirt, so
yep.
Everyone's like that's on purpose. So okay. So maybe the Banjo-Kazooie part is crazy. Just the new Rare game is bold, but yeah. So I think we're in agreement. It's either going to be Banjo-Kazooie or Battletoads.
Definitely.
So this is bold. This is actually just bold. I think the new Gears of War collection is a lot closer. They haven't talked about it at all, but I think, like the Nathan Drake collection, which has already been announced, which is coming out in October, I think the new Gears collection is going to come out in October.
Whoa, October. That's awfully specific.
Yep. New Gears coming out this fall. I think October. They don't want it to sap too much away from Halo 5 or Tomb Raider. And this is a bold prediction because I think it'd be kind of bold for it to come out this year anyway. Because they have so much in their barrel for the holiday season. But yeah, I think they're done. They want to get it out. That's my guess. I think at latest it's going to be spring 2016.
All right, well, this is less bold than that, but I think that Assassin's Creed will get its kind of time in the sun at this press conference. This will be Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and then this is completely expected, but I still won't care about the game.
Yeah, I don't care about Assassin's Creed either. Sorry, folks. So for the longest time, Ubisoft was showing off Assassin's Creed at PlayStation, at Sony events, and then just recently with their last one, Unity, they showed it off at the Microsoft event. And I think that's going to continue here. They're going to show off Syndicate at Xbox's press conference, as well as their own, but they're going to show it off here. They're probably going to show some single-player stuff here, or maybe multiplayer, who knows. And then another bold prediction, we have so many, we probably should have cut these down, man, is that there's going to be a release window for Crackdown 3. I think they're going to say fall 2016 for Crackdown 3.
Are you excited about that?
No.
Do you care?
No. Open world game. There's only a few open world games that really are like in a city at least that really grab me. I didn't play the first two Crackdown, so maybe that's why I'm not excited. I also am kind of honest with myself that I'm probably not ever going to own an Xbox One, and so I'm excited for people who are excited, but I'm not personally excited.
Yeah, I don't really like a lot of open world gaming. I just don't have the time to sink into finding every single thing on the map, and if I don't find every single thing on the map, I feel terrible. So I'm not, going to play this game, whether it comes out in fall 16 or fall 2032. I don't care.
All right, do you have any bold predictions before we move on to our crazy ones?
Yeah, man, I've got a bold prediction about Halo. I think that Halo is going to have a full 4-player co-op campaign because that's what they announced for Call of Duty. And I don't think Halo's going to be left out of that. I think that they're going to, drop that because I think that Halo definitely likes looking at Call of Duty and saying, oh, you're so cute. Anything you can do, we can do better. And then doing it better. And so I think that that's what they'll have. I think they'll have a really great way to play through a whole campaign with all your friends.
Nice. Yeah, they already announced, just even this morning, they started talking a little bit more about their co-op campaign, but I don't know if it's been specified how many players are eligible for it. So yeah, 4-player co-op, that's bold. I like it. All
right, can you get crazy for us?
Let's get crazy. All right. At the end of their press conference, or at the end at least of their Halo 5 talk, they're going to be like, thanks for being excited for Halo 5. Guess what? There's a new multiplayer beta. There was one last Christmas. They're going to say, new Halo 5 multiplayer beta. It's coming out this week, this E3 week, or the week after. I think they're going to be like, boom, you're excited about Halo 5? We're excited about Halo 5. Halo 5 multiplayer beta. Everyone can get in, or maybe sign up online or something to get in. Whatever. For those of you guys, yeah, Scott, I'm changing you. For those of you guys who are watching E3, go online right now to Microsoft, to halo5.microsoft.com. Put in your thing, register, you'll get into the Halo 5 beta, which is coming out, later this week or next week.
All right, man, I like that. That is getting crazy. I like that.
I mean,
all right, well,
Battlefield Hardline did that, and Destiny did that too. They had the Destiny, like the early access alpha that was released like right around E3 last year. So I think they're going to do it with Halo 5 this year.
All right, yeah, I like that. All right, I'm going to get crazy on you here. I think that, of course, this will be the E3 where everyone is pushing their VR, and that means that HoloLens will definitely get some time for Microsoft. And I think the really crazy thing is that they're going to announce that HoloLens will work with the Xbox One.
Okay. Highlight that in the doc. Claim that as your own.
I will do that right
now. Yeah. So, kind of as a 10,000-foot view of E3, this is really going to be like every single video game event this year. This is going to be the E3 of VR. I think VR is going to... Oculus already announced, I think, today or tomorrow or some couple days before E3, they're having their own little event talking about Oculus. Well, Morpheus, we'll get into this when we get to PlayStation, but Morpheus is going to be shown on PlayStation stage. Absolutely. I agree with you. HoloLens is going to be shown here. And if not here, it's going to be talked about substantially at the PC Gamer event. So yeah, we're going to get lots of VR talk. But yeah, I think I like this crazy prediction. I like it. I alluded to this, but crazy talk here. No Call of Duty is going to be shown here. It's not going to open the press conference. It's not going to be in the press conference at all.
Whoa, that is intense. Why would we see no Call of Duty?
Because they're pushing Halo 5. They don't want another shooter taking up either space. And then if they're going Gears too, there's Halo and Gears, and they're not going to try and sell it too. And there's been some leaked information that make it seem like Microsoft's competitor might have some sort of marketing deal, at least, with Call of Duty. And so, yeah, there's not going to be Call of Duty shown here at all.
So you think that Call of Duty might be at E3 in a different capacity, perhaps?
Yeah, and maybe at a different press conference.
Oh, all right, stay tuned.
Stay tuned, folks.
You've got this in our doc here. Tell me about this crazy Souls-related prediction.
Okay, this is my sad Souls prediction. Oh, gosh. So,
you need a tissue? I got
a tissue. No, I'm so excited. So Dark Souls 3, we talked about this in our last episode, Fliss, about how there's maybe some leak that Dark Souls 3 is happening. So a bunch of screenshots leaked recently. So it looks like Dark Souls 3 is legit and is coming out soon. The leaked documents say that it's coming out early 2016, which is crazy. That would be 3 Soul games in 3 years. But at this point, From is just crapping gold at this point. Every single one of their games is great. So I guess I'm happy about it because I assume it's not going to be bad because they haven't made a bad Souls game yet. But because Sony is still pretty intimately involved with Bloodborne, they announced they're working on DLC. We talked that in our last The Impact Factor 2. Check that out on our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/The Impact Factor. I think that Microsoft is really trying to capitalize, be like, hey, the Souls games aren't just on PlayStation. Sure, they've got their exclusive Bloodborne thing, but Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 both came to Xbox, so they're gonna announce Dark Souls 3. It's gonna be at Microsoft's press conference. And I think I'm even going crazier. I think there's gonna be some sort of like exclusive little whatever, probably cosmetic, but little exclusive DLC for Xbox One users.
Alright, so now I've got a question for you as a Souls fan. Are you excited about Dark Souls 3, or have you had enough Souls gameplay? Are you happy with Bloodborne? Are you happy with Bloodborne DLC? Are you going to be finished with Bloodborne DLC when Dark Souls 3 comes out? If it is, February.
Yeah, I guess it depends on when the Bloodborne DLC comes out. No, I'm super excited. I love the Souls games. I honestly can't get enough of them at this point. They're so great, and it seems like for the most part they've been only getting better, aside from Dark Souls 2, which I think was a little bit worse, just because it's more iterative than innovative. So no, I think it's different, right? Because it sucks. Because usually when franchises get annualized, it's bad because they just put out the same game every year. But From very early on has divided into these two teams, and I don't know. I think they're really good at their craft, and they're taking this diamond and just polishing it and sheening it and putting it in different light. So maybe what they're trying to do is they have their two teams. They've got the main Hidetaka Miyazaki team, who is the innovative team. Every time they release a Souls game, it's going to be some sort of new take on the genre. A new take on the Souls franchise. Whereas they've got the second team, which is just the iterative team. They iterated. They made Dark Souls 2. Now they're making Dark Souls 3. I might not even be surprised if they make Bloodborne 2. This secondary team.
And really,
we'll
Dark
see.
Souls 3 is kind of the fourth game in that series, right? Because we have to include Demon Souls.
The thing is, though, having played them, I think Demon Souls is different enough that it's its own thing. Demon Souls is a standalone, Dark Souls is standalone, and Bloodborne is standalone. Whereas Dark Souls 1 and 2 are very similar.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah. Do you have anything else that you want to tell us about Microsoft before we move on?
Nah, I think I'm okay.
All right, well, let's move on to EA, which I think I am substantially more excited about than you are.
Yeah. All right, so run us through some of the expected stuff that we put down together. I put down.
Yeah, well, that's just because you were just like, oh, I'm going to write out all the expected stuff for us, which I appreciate, but, that's cool. All right, so first of all, I think that we're going to see Star Wars Battlefront shown. I don't think it'll be a whole lot. I agree with you completely there that it will be mostly at PlayStation, but it will be at EA because it is a big deal for them. Mass Effect 4 will get a teaser trailer. I don't know how to feel about this. I just bought the Mass Effect collection or trilogy or whatever the actual binding all of them together is. But I just got that. I haven't played them. I know a lot of people really like them. I know several of our close friends are insane about them. So I'm looking forward to trying that. But I know that, Mass Effect 3 left a lot of people not happy. And so they've got a lot of ground to make up in Mass Effect 4.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed Mass Effect 3. I think the gameplay is really at its best, Mass Effect 3, in terms of an action perspective. But it diluted the RPG elements a little bit too much, and then the story was just bad. So, yeah, they've got some ground to make up. But yeah, I agree with you too, because I wrote it. I think there's going to be some sort of teaser for Mass Effect 4. They've been talking about it enough that I think they're going to have some sort of something to show.
All right, I think we'll have some exciting sports stuff.
No, boring. You're reading the notes wrong. Lots of boring sports stuff. God,
you wrote the notes wrong.
Every E3 press conference, they spend freaking at least a third,
EA,
if not.
EA
Sorry, I don't know what I said. Yeah, at EA's press conference, they spend so much time just talking. Okay, here's a new FIFA game. Here's a new Madden game. Here's a new whatever sports game.
So here's why I'm excited.
It's always my bathroom break and lunch break of the day.
All right, so here's why I'm excited. When it comes to sports games, I like hockey games and I like football games. I don't really care for soccer games, and I don't really like basketball games. I just haven't played them a lot. They're not the sports that I'm as excited about.
Our character models are now 100% more sweaty. Well, you can see the sweat glistening on them.
So what I love about sports games right now is that we are this close to the uncanny valley, where sports games are almost horror games.
Oh no, get out of my face.
Yeah,
They're
we
not
are.
no
Yeah,
uncanny.
we are.
They still look like weird AI crazy model.
No, man, we're so
God.
close. We're so close to having our sports games just be, almost horrifying. I'm ready for it.
I 100% disagree. Did you see the character models of the women characters in FIFA 16? They're horrible.
Okay, yes, they are terrible. They are terrible. But
man.
you know what? But so here's what I'm getting at then. I think that FIFA is going to be minimized, man. They want nothing to do with FIFA. EA does not want to walk into this press conference and splash FIFA, the new FIFA game. A game about the most corrupt organization in the world from the worst company in America. We are ready. They're not going to do that. And that means that they're going to highlight the new Madden game more. And I'm excited about that because I have not bought a Madden game in a really long time. Because
you're not going to buy Madden 16 either.
If they correct the running back system, if they do a little bit more to let us write our own playbooks more effectively, then maybe I will. I mean, come on, this is going to be Green Bay's year. This is going to be Green Bay's year.
Don't listen to his lies. He's not going to buy Madden 16. He's not actually excited. He's just trying to have some sort of different opinion here. There's no way.
Oh, no, man. If it looks good, it's going to happen.
All right, I'll hold you to that. I'll be like, oh, so how's that Madden 16 going?
Okay, so here's the other thing, too. If the Packers win the Super Bowl, I will buy the game.
Oh, gosh. Whatever. I don't know about this
I have
comment.
the Madden from every Super Bowl year.
I'm going to let the silence set in for a little bit. Folks, if you're listening to, just trying to...
Who are you to judge? You like the Sharks when we start talking hockey. You like the Sharks.
Hey, man.
The San Jose Sharks.
They're my area team now, brother.
Traitor.
I like the A's, I like the Sharks, and I like the Warriors. Though, the Warriors, LeBron's...
Hey, have you heard about the new Where's Waldo game?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's find Stephen Curry's jump shot.
Yeah,
Not even he can find it.
Nowhere to be found. All right, no sports cast. We're back to video game cast. And the last expected prediction, there's just going to be Need for Speed information. They already announced that there's going to be a reboot. They're going to show a trailer, they're going to show gameplay, and I think it's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, and actually, I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
I want a good Need for Speed. And
if it could be anything like Need for Speed Underground on the PS2, oh man, that game was awesome.
Let's just reboot Need for Speed Underground. Let's just have that reboot.
Agreed. All right, so that's the expected stuff. Let's get into some bold stuff. All right, so my first bold prediction, darn you, Real World, for snatching my headline before I could say it. So I wrote this, I swear I wrote this before this was announced. I wrote that we're going to have Mirror's Edge 2 gameplay, trailer, and release window. And so I'm keeping this here because some of that stuff hasn't been announced, but just this week, a little bit of news and views here. News and views. That Mirror's Edge 2 is now Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's not really a sequel, but it's another Mirror's Edge game. They're trying to look at the systems. It's official. They have a website. They have a pre-order the thing. Mirror's Edge 2 is official. It's called Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Since they've talked about it already, I'm sure we're going to see more of it at E3. And so I really think we're going to see gameplay. We're going to see a new trailer. I think the release window is what keeps it still bold. Because I'm not sure how far along they are. Because DICE had been working on Battlefield Hardline. Battlefield Hardline. Not as visceral. I don't know. DICE has been doing Battlefield 4 stuff, I guess. And so I think they're actually going to do a release window. I think next year sometime is when they're going to say. And I'm excited for that, because Mirror's Edge 1 is awesome. It's got its faults. It's not the best game ever. I acknowledge that. It's one of the best, maybe 6 or 7 out of 10 games I've played. Because there's definitely, real clear faults, but it's so different than any other game I had played that I'm really excited for Mirror's Edge 2 if they can fix a lot of the faults of the first.
Excellent. Well, I don't have any really bold predictions here, so why don't you get crazy?
All right, my other bold prediction is that this year won't suck. EA was by far the worst press conference last year. It was like, hey, look at these design documents we have for
That's
Mass
not
Effect.
A prediction. That's not a prediction.
It's definitely a prediction.
That's
they
not
sucked
a prediction.
Last year. They sucked
Saying
last
it
year.
won't suck for an entire press conference is not a... All right, we're going to have to put this out to you listeners, both of you. We need you to vote on EA's press conference. Look at the news from EA. Let us know, because we can't impartially decide this one. We're going to need you to help us decide whether Alex gets this point for EA's press conference not sucking.
Please give me the point. That's impactfactorpodcast at gmail.com. Anyway, so crazy predictions. Fliss, you got any crazy ones?
Yeah, I do have a crazy one, and that's that I think we're going to see a tease for a new Star Wars game that's not Battlefront, but it looks similar to many of the other great abandoned Star Wars games that have come out.
Are you talking about the Amy Hennig one? Amy Hennig,
I am.
The head writer and kind of series lead of Uncharted that left when Uncharted 4 was being worked on and what was picked up by EA, and we know she's working on a Star Wars title, but nothing's come of that yet. I agree with this tease. We're going to put it in both our camps. I think they're going to tease something, because one Star Wars game isn't enough, clearly. They're trying to capitalize on everyone's fervor for the new movie. I think there's going to be some sort of tease, if not even just Amy Hennig herself coming out and being like, hey, this is a game. Here is a concept art we have. Be excited.
Although actually, if they did trot Amy Hennings out there to promote the game, that would be brilliant, because you want to talk about just scooping up thunder from PlayStation, right? They just have the Uncharted collection, the Nathan Drake collection, leaked, and so just scoop up that thunder. Just be like, oh, you're excited about Uncharted? Wouldn't you be more excited if we told you were going to have Uncharted storytelling with Star Wars?
Yeah, I agree. And my crazy prediction: there's going to be a tease for a new Dead Space game.
Ooh.
They're going to go back a little bit more survival horror-y, but it's still going to be more action-packed than the first one. Yeah, but people really like Dead Space. We're on a new generation. Visceral is mostly, it seems like, done with their Battlefield Hardline obligation. I think they're working on the side. I think there might be some sort of tease. A very small tease. Probably not even a trailer. Who knows? But I think that might be like, new Dead Space. This is crazy, because it's probably not going to happen. But I would love a new Dead Space.
I think this is wishful thinking. I'm gonna call you out on this one. I'm gonna say this isn't gonna happen. I'm gonna say there will be no new Dead Space. I'm gonna go all the way out here. No new Dead Space.
Oh man, I want a new Dead Space game way more than I want a Star Wars game. Whatever. Star Wars is 2 good movies, and that's it.
You stay away from Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is a good movie. We don't have time. We don't have time for this.
Okay, moving on.
We've been arguing, folks. We've been arguing about Star Wars for 10 years. Like, seriously, as long as we have been friends, we have been arguing about this, and that's never going to change. So we don't have time.
No one's ever going to convince me that Return of the Jedi is a good movie. It is
a good movie. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. Some things you're just wrong about. That's one of them.
It's better than 1, 2, and 3, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to think of a family-friendly way of, saying things that are better than 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, no, folks, you please tell Alex that Return of the Jedi is a good movie.
It's not.
Tweet at him. Tell him at Alex Samocha. Tell him that. Get out there.
Ubisoft is the next one of the day. Let's get into what we're seeing here. So, quickly, let's go into some expected ones. Rainbow Six Siege was the big surprise boom game. It showed the game snippet, or at least simulated game snippet. I don't know if that was actually gameplay they showed. It was a big game. They actually announced already that it's coming out this year, and so I think they're going to talk a lot about Rainbow Six Siege. They're going to show more gameplay. They're going to detail it, and they're going to, it's going to come out soon, so they're going to spend a lot of time talking about it. That's their big game. I think that's going to be their big fall game alongside Assassin's Creed. They're going to show Assassin's Creed here again, like they always do. They love Assassin's Creed. They promised, they had a kind of weird apology tour this time when they announced Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They're like, hey, we know Unity kind of sucked. We promise this one won't suck. Here's a new cool setting. And hey, we have female models in our game now. You can play as a woman if you want. So I think they're going to show Assassin's Creed. Whatever they don't show at Xbox, they're going to show here, whether it be single player or multiplayer.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed definitely making steps in the right direction. I still don't care. Speaking of things I don't care about, I think they're going to show The Division again, but the gameplay we see won't really show us anything new. It'll just be like, get excited about The Division when it comes out in 2025.
Yeah, I'm actually still excited about The Division. Divisions could be so cool. Man, the first time they showed it, my jaw was on the floor. The second, when they showed the next year, when they showed that cool, gameplay demo where the guy's, walking next to the car and he closes that car door as you're walking by, and, the idea of it sounds so cool. So I'm still on board. I just wish they would have not shown it so soon, because, people thought it was going to come out this year. I don't know why. Those people were crazy. But then they announced, oh yeah, we're actually more of our, sub-studios are now working on this. So I'm like, there's no way. And then, of course, they announced this game is not coming out in 2015. But yeah, so they're going to show it. They're going to blah, blah, blah. And I think they're going to move into my bold prediction now. I think they're going to give a release date. I think it's been enough time. This is the 33 this freaking game is going to be shown at. They're going to say, hey, this game's coming out March 2016.
Okay, all right, I'm going to hold you to that. And while we're getting bold, I think we're going to have a Watch Dogs 2 teaser. And then continuing on from that, being even bolder, I think they're going to tease Watch Dogs 2, and I think the internet will already be disappointed with the game.
Okay, that's not a prediction either, folks. That's not a prediction. Of course,
that's totally a prediction. That's totally a prediction.
Ever since Watch Dogs 2 had that whole weird graphics conspiracy, and then it wasn't a great game, no one cares about Watch Dogs now anyway. So that's not a prediction. You don't get a point for that.
You predicted that EA's press conference wouldn't suck. Just as a prediction, I totally get to call that the internet is disappointed with Watch Dogs 2.
No, that's bold. That's bold.
As soon as it's teased.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, I agree with it. So can that be my prediction too?
All right, well, here, I'll drop something crazy on you. And a game that I really enjoy. You can debate whether it's an actual game or not. I would absolutely say it is a real game, but that is Rocksmith 2014. I'm really enjoying it, using it to learn the bass guitar, or at least, derp around on the bass guitar, and really enjoying that. But I think that they're going to announce an expansion, a major expansion. They've had lots of really great DLC coming out on a weekly basis, new songs every week. Very successful. People have really invested in the DLC. They're making a lot of money on it, but there's still a lot of artists that have been requested, and they're constantly working to improve the game system. So I think there's going to be a big DLC expansion, or if it's not like a DLC expansion, then it'll be an add-on to the game, like another disc, perhaps a re-release that combines with the DLC expansion. So some sort of major get people back excited about Rocksmith 2014, and I think that they will slate that for late 2016 as an announcement. Like get pumped for this Rocksmith, because it'll have been 2 years at that point. Get psyched for that. I think that's my crazy, probably won't happen, really want it to happen prediction.
All right. I'll take your word on it, because I don't know. I don't know anything about Rocksmith. But sure. We'll let that be crazy. Maybe that's not crazy. Maybe that is crazy. Who knows? All right,
I think that's crazy because, I'm going to interrupt you real fast. I think that's crazy because they've been so successful with the current model. So to break out of that, to do something extra, I think it would break what, like, the marketing department would be, or the sales department would really encourage them to do. But I think it would be really good for the game. So please continue.
All right, so half step back. My last bold prediction is that they're going to, again, with success, critically at least, I'm not sure about financially, with Valiant Hearts and Child of Light, they're going to announce a couple of smaller projects similar to those two, using the UbiArt engine, which is beautiful. I love that engine. Rayman Legends, Valiant Hearts, and Child of Light are some of the most beautiful games that I've played this last year. I think they're going to show a couple new innovative projects from, like, maybe Ubisoft Montpellier or Ubisoft Montreal, who are working on, like, these smaller titles. And I'm going to be probably coming out of Ubisoft's press conference. Those are going to be the games that I'm most excited for.
And you played all three of those games you just mentioned?
Yep. And I reviewed all three on my blog. Well, no, I didn't review Child of Light, but I reviewed Valiant Hearts and Rayman Legends on my blog, theimpactfactor.blogspot.com.
Did you like them?
Loved them. Valiant Hearts, 4 out of 5 stars. Rayman Legends, 4 out of 5 stars.
And what studios were those from again?
Oh gosh, so I think both of those are Ubisoft Montpellier. I believe so. I think those are both Ubisoft Montpellier. So,
very cool.
Very cool. And then crazy. My one crazy prediction, keeping in line.
Ooh, crazy. Crazy.
Other than I'm going to like, as opposed to what everyone on the internet says, this isn't crazy, but it might be crazy for me. I actually like Aisha Tyler's hosting. I mean, of course she gets a little carried away from sometime, but anything beats Mr. Caffeine. But I think she does a good job, and everyone always hates on her because she's a little emphatic. But whatever, she's being the host of an E3 press conference. I want her to be excited, and I like her work. So whatever.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Big Archer fan, so I'm happy every time I see her.
So I will buck that trend. I mean, I've liked her every year, and the internet has not liked her every year. I think that's going to hold true. I'm going to like what she did again. But anyway, that's not my prediction. Keeping in Ubisoft fashion, they're going to have a totally announced, not talked about game. Boom! Surprise trailer at the end of the press conference. 3 years ago was Watch Dogs. It came out of nowhere, and everyone's like, oh my god, this game looks beautiful. This is no way it's coming out on PS3. And they were right. It wasn't coming out. And then 2 years ago, it was like, oh my god, The Division! This came out of nowhere! Oh my god! And last year was, oh my god, a new freaking Rainbow Six game! This year, I'm calling it now. At the end of the press conference, boom, whatever, like, we've got one more thing to show you. And a new Prince of Persia is announced.
All right, so now here's my question, right? The Division, still not out. Watch Dogs, very disappointing. Rainbow Six, the jury is out. Hopefully will be good. Do you think the new Prince of Persia will get people excited? And will it be good?
Yeah, I think it will. Again, we've seen this in this past month with Yooka-Laylee, with Bloodstained, with all this other stuff. People really want those basically new games from franchises they played in the 90s. And Prince of Persia is one of those. There hasn't really been a good Prince of Persia game since those original couple. And I think they're gonna be like, we're going back to basics. It's like gonna be like those games you loved. Here's a trailer and maybe some kind of tentative gameplay. So I think they're gonna show a new Prince of Persia.
All right, well, let's keep going and move on to PlayStation.
Yeah! All right, I got to be a little biased here. I've been a PlayStation gamer for a long time, so this actually might... Gosh, we're already like an hour in, but we've got a lot to get to. Oh, man. This is going to be a long episode, folks.
All right, Super PlayStation Summary, go!
All right, expected. Uncharted 4 is shown off in a significant way. Gameplay is given an official release date. I think they're going to... I don't think Uncharted 4 is going to open the press conference, but it's going to take up a big portion of their press conference because it's a huge game. We already know it's coming out it's coming out spring 2016. I think they're going to give a release date for it. They're going to show off gameplay. It's going to look amazing. Yeah, that's great. The Uncharted Nathan Drake collection is going to be mentioned. Like, hey guys, don't forget, you get access to the Uncharted 4 beta if you buy the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, which comes out this October. That was one of my predictions, but I had to change it because they announced it too early. So, again, another one of the predictions that they announced already, that they're going to show a new Ratchet & Clank game. This is that reboot/reimagining of the first game. It's tied in with the movie release. I think they're both going to come. It's going to come out spring 2016. And so I don't actually know if they're going to show it now, because they put out a trailer that was great. They put out like an 8-minute gameplay demo, which the game looks amazing. I love Ratchet & Clank. I've played every main Ratchet & Clank game and most of the side ones, so I'm always down for more Ratchet & Clank. More expected, Star Wars Battlefront is going to be shown in a big way. We already know that Sony PlayStation has the exclusive kind of marketing deal with this game. Everything's being labeled as it being on PS4, yada, yada, yada. That's going to be their big fall game because, really, Sony doesn't have any first-party games coming out this fall. It's kind of bad, actually. So that's going to be one of their big fall games, like trying for everyone who's less in the know that this is our thing. This is our fall game. This is PlayStation only. Oh, you can get it on Xbox, I guess. But so going to be a lot of Battlefront talk.
Yeah, and I'm super psyched about Battlefront. I really hope it looks good. I'm really, really hoping that, it comes out, not buggy and everyone gets excited and get pumped about it. And I see on here there's another prediction you have later that I'm really going to want to talk about, but I think that later prediction combined with Battlefront might be enough to push me over onto the PS4.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you don't have a PS4, you're not playing Battlefront, brother. Or Xbox One, I guess.
Yeah, but I definitely want to play it. And then something else that's expected, Street Fighter V! Lots of Street Fighter V! Street Fighter V tournaments! Street Fighter V demos! Oh, there's just... I'm going to be, trying to, sneak off in the middle of the day to, watch Twitch so that I can get on and see some more Street Fighter V! Oh, so excited.
Yeah, they're going to talk about it a little bit, but we actually just had a huge info dump this morning as we're recording this. I just checked my Twitter. There's a 10-minute gameplay video showing off all the new systems and this new stage, and yeah, it's crazy. That's what I'm going to do after we record this. I'll watch that.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Keep the people entertained.
Like the V skill and V drive and stuff, and oh man, I'm so excited about that. I wouldn't be so they're probably not going to be a major part of the press conference, but they're probably like, hey, Street Fighter V is still coming. It's exclusive. They might give it a release date actually, because it was announced that it's coming out in March 2016. I think that is an official announcement.
And I think they're going to push at least a little bit to show Street Fighter V running smoothly on PS4 after the disaster that was Street Fighter 4. So
yeah,
just a little bit hey, look, guys, it runs. It runs. Your character doesn't just teleport from one side of the screen from the other, unless you're Bison and you did this really cool input. So I think they're going to push that a little bit.
So, and then I suspect they release at least one, probably two new characters that are going to be in the game. My guess is some people are predicting that Blanca, given a little teaser that was given out. Other people predicting Oro, which would be kind of crazy because I don't know who's really clamoring for Oro to be in the game. I don't know, for anyone who don't know, he is this one-armed monk that does these weird jump stompy attacks from Street Fighter 3. But hey, I'm excited for it. But they're going to talk about it. Another prediction, they're going to talk Destiny. This is, again, all expected, folks, so we'll try to get through this fast. There's going to be Destiny talk. Destiny, again, has this close affiliation with PlayStation. People are still liking it, I guess, and playing it. There's going to be this big expansion in the fall. I think its name leaked as the Fallen King or something, where you play against Crota or something, I think. Some sort of super hive boss. They're going to talk about it. They're going to show it off. It's going to be a big expansion. It's going to unlock the third subclass for each of the main classes. And whatever, it's coming to PlayStation first or some PlayStation exclusive stuff. Whatever, Destiny talk. Another
Have you played
thing,
Destiny?
Yeah, I played a lot of Destiny. I basically devoted a month and a half straight to Destiny when it first released. There's a lot to like. Not to kind of use this example again, but Destiny is probably like the best 7 out of 10 game I had played in a long time. Like, it has a lot of faults, but I really, really liked it. I got sucked in, but there just really wasn't enough to keep me coming later, and then, I don't know, I just wanted to play more stuff, and then once I put it down, there was no picking it back up. And they keep doing weird stuff that, like, kind of alienates hardcore people. I don't know if they've changed that, but they basically like, oh, all those like legendary weapons you collected, well, now they're weaker, and you got to turn them in and then buy a new version and then upgrade those so you have higher damage output. I'm like, what? Come on. So, and then the last kind of small predictions that I expected, there's going to be a ton of indies. PlayStation has been really cultivating this community of showing off indie games. I'm excited for that. And then there's going to be a long Project Morpheus stage demo. They're really trying to push Morpheus. And they're going to show it on stage, and this might be expected, maybe bold. It's probably going to be boring, because I don't know how you show off VR in a fun way. Like, that's a problem with VR. Like, I guess I'm excited about VR, but I can't be excited about VR until I actually put it on my head, because I don't know what it's like. And how do you sell that at a press conference?
Yeah, doing VR at a press conference, very difficult, very difficult. I think that you're absolutely right. They'll maybe they'll try and have people get really excited about it while playing it. I don't know. That seems like more of a show floor kind of thing than a press conference thing.
All right, let's move on to bold. So, because I teased it earlier, my bold prediction is Call of Duty is probably going to open. It's certainly going to be included at Sony's press conference for the first time. It's always been, Call of Duty's been the Xbox game, the Xbox thing. But there's some sort of leaks at a marketing deal between Sony and whatever, Activision. I think it's going to be shown at Sony.
Okay, that is bold.
Yeah, it hasn't been there before, but I think it's going to be there this year, which is kind of like, I never really get excited about seeing a new Call of Duty reveal, but it's going to be there. Fliss, bold prediction?
All right, well, I think that we're going to have a new Media Molecule game showed off, and I think that you were talking about Morpheus. I think that's going to be one of the games that they try and push Morpheus with, because Media Molecule games are usually great, they're very exciting, and they've got a very playful atmosphere that I think would help them sell the VR. Is like, this is a game. This is something that you're going to be able to play with and have fun with. So, yeah, I hope we'll see some Media Molecule. I'm going to go out with Media Molecule and Media Molecule plus Morpheus.
Yeah, it's been a long, long time since we've seen what Media Molecule is working on, because Little Big Planet 3 was by a different team. And they always love doing cool stuff with tech. So I think, like, Morpheus, there's going to be some sort of Morpheus added experience to it, but I don't think Morpheus is going to be required for it. And since since Sony's not going to be at Gamescom this year, just at Paris Games Week, I don't know, I feel like there's going to be way too much to talk about at Paris Games Week if they don't tease some of the European studio stuff here. So I will go with that I think Guerrilla Games' new IP is going to be shown at E3. So we've known Guerrilla, the team behind Killzone, has been working on something new for a long time. We see some concept art of this really sci-fi, dinosaur, open-world RPG stuff. I honestly expected it a little bit last year, but we didn't see it. So this year, I think, is going to be given a trailer and a name. No release window, probably not even in gameplay, but like, boom, Guerrilla Games' new sci-fi dino open-world RPG game coming soon to PS4. I think that's going to happen.
Okay, well, here, I'll give a prediction that'll make you sad. I think there will just be, like, no Vita stuff. Nothing good for Vita. No pumping for Vita. It's just going to kind of sit there being lonely with everyone in Japan being like, but I want a new game for my Vita. No, I don't think we're going to have that. Nope.
Yeah, very sad, but I agree. Vita's a legacy platform now, right? That's what Andrew House said, had some sort of thing, and he tried to correct himself, but there's some truth to it. Oh, poor Vita. They might show off Severed, though. Like, when they show indies, the indies are probably also going to come to Vita, so it's not dead. And this is straddling the line between bold and crazy, but I think Persona 5 is going to be shown. I think there's going to be some sort of gameplay, something shown of Persona 5, to get people excited, because it's still supposedly coming out this year for both Japan and the US, and that's a huge game. So yeah, I think we're going to see some Persona 5 stuff. Tokyo Game Show, like, some people are saying, oh, it'd probably be a Tokyo Game Show, but like use it with your experience. I think like that game is almost too big for Tokyo Game Show.
That is absolutely too big for Tokyo Game Show. Tokyo Game Show at this point is rapidly becoming more of a fan convention than real trade show, and no big announcements, like no really truly big announcements come at Tokyo Game Show anymore, unfortunately.
All right. let's get to the crazy.
Bring it to me.
Okay. I probably say this every year, but this is the year we're gonna see The Last Guardian. We're gonna see it.
You're out of your mind.
News has been leaking that it's going to be seen. Some insider source told The Guardian that The Last Guardian's going to be revealed. There's a report that Mark Cerny, the guy who one of the architects behind the PS4, the guy who also made Knack, which is not a great game, but he was also behind a lot of old great games for the PS1, that there's been news working on that he's been trying to help push it along. We're going to see it. It might just be another cinematic teaser. No release date, no release window, certainly, but they're going to show it again. Sony's going to be like, oh, you guys don't think we're working anything new? But The Last Guardian! Ah! Oh, man, if they show it, Sony wins in my book, no matter what. The Last Guardian. Oh, my God.
All right, well, you're saying that they are going to show Last Guardian. I'm going to say that they're going to not show any No Man's Sky. Nothing. Not a trace. Don't even talk about it. Take your hype and take it down a notch. We've got other games, like The Last Guardian, for you to be hyped about, not No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky.
I actually agree with this crazy prediction. I think it's crazy. I think everyone is predicting it's going to be there. But I agree, because they've shown so much No Man's Sky, and people keep saying it's a 2015 game. It's not going to be a 2015 game.
Absolutely not.
It's too big. It's too big scope. Their team is not that big, and they showed it off at E3, or they first showed it off at the Game Awards or whatever on Spike, and then they showed it off at E3, and they showed it off at the PlayStation Experience, and this, and this, and this, and this, and the more they show it, the more people are going to get excited. The too high the expectations are going to go, the sooner people think it's going to come out. I don't think it's coming out in 2015. They might have some sort of demo at the show floor, but I really don't think they're going to devote too much time to No Man's Sky at all. Maybe they might be like, and don't forget, No Man's Sky is coming to PS4. Because they've shown too much already, honestly.
Yep, the hype is too big. It's too much. They need to take it down a notch. And so, yeah, I don't think there will be any No Man's Sky.
All right. And then my second to last prediction. I was going to make this prediction earlier about Microsoft, but they already announced it, that they're having a new 1 terabyte version of their model. They announced $349 as a permanent price, so price cut for Xbox One. This is the year of price cuts on all the hardware. So Sony is going to announce a price cut for both the PS4 and the Vita. This is crazy, but they're going to announce that there's a new model for the PS4, a 1 terabyte version, as opposed to the default 500 gigabyte version, which comes out now. That's going to be the new standard one, which is going to be the $400, and they're going to cut the PS4 now to $350. The 500 gig one, they're going to announce $350. Yeah, so they're cutting it by $50. It's going to be the same price as the Xbox One, but less storage. But Sony is winning. It seems to be winning still pretty handily at this point. So yeah, it's going to be the same price as the new price cut Xbox One at $349, 500 gigabyte, boom. And then the Vita is going to get cut substantially. There was a report earlier that the Vita was going to be cut to $99 or something like that, or $90. I don't think that's right. That's way too low. But
I'm going to go on record right now. If the Vita goes down to $99, I'm buying one. I'm going to be there. I will be there. I'm on
buy
record
it
with that.
And then buy Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, man. It'll be one of the first games I pick up right after Gundam Breaker.
But I think it will be price dropped. I'm guessing maybe $120.
It's a good guess. I like that.
Because it's still a huge price cut from whatever the $200 I think it is now. It's going to drop it to like $120. I mean, the Vita, like pretty much everyone who wants a Vita has gotten one at this point. So yeah, they're gonna cut it pretty substantially. But I think 90 is just too low. That's like cheaper than a 3DS.
Which I mean would be cool and would be a very interesting move to try and steal some of the handheld market.
Yeah. So, and then my last one is that there's going to be a release date for The Witness. This is that new Jonathan Blow game. He's been working on it forever. He's been digging into his fortunes he got from Braid, and he's honestly said he's kind of like emptied his coffers to make this game. It's his new huge work of art. I think they're going to show it off again, and it's going to have a release date. I'm not sure. I'm not going to predict when. I think it might be 2016 early, but The Witness is finally going to come out.
Okay, well, hey, let's jump right into Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. We still have Nintendo, Square Enix, and a little bit of the PC. Oh, God. All right, go.
All right, well, let's zip through Nintendo. Okay.
Yeah, who cares about Nintendo anyway?
Lots of 3DS talk. They're going to go on and on and on about Fire Emblem and other games because basically, let's be honest, the 3DS is Nintendo's console right now.
The Wii U has only sold the Wii U has sold less than the Dreamcast at this point.
I did not know that, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
Oh, man.
All right, Mario Maker, they're going to try and push it hard. They're going to say this is our new game. This is going to be really fun. You're going to really like it. And so that'll get a big spotlight, take up a lot of time at the show. They're going to give a Star Fox gameplay trailer where they'll show us what it looks like. Maybe they'll actually play it on stage. That'll be really interesting to see. This is where I'm going to jump right off from Star Fox and get really bold. This might be crazy, but I'm going to say that it doesn't suck. We're going to talk about games that don't suck. I'm going to say Star Fox looks like it doesn't suck. I'm going to say that one of the things they're going to show off as part of this gameplay is R-Wing gameplay. R-Wing levels that look a little bit more like what happened on Star Fox 64. And so a little bit less like what happened on Star Fox Assault. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that we're going to see that. And then finally, and maybe this is crazy, I'm going to call it bold, but I'm going to say that they're going to show off some Star Fox 64 style multiplayer R-Wing battles. And the more R-Wings we see, the better for Star Fox. And you can bet that I will be rating Star Fox from 0 to 5 R-Wings in terms of how much I like what they show.
Okay. Wow, we got an expected, a bold, and a crazy, all about Star Fox. All right, I'll take that.
It's one of my favorite franchises. Something that I share with my younger brother. And
how is it one of your favorite franchises? What have you played? Did you even play the Nintendo one, or Super Nintendo one?
Dude, okay, so I have dabbled in the Super Nintendo one, but Star Fox 64, great game, lots of fun, especially the multiplayer. I've spent so much time shooting down friends with R-Wings. Okay. And then I actually really, really enjoyed Star Fox Assault. It was not the Star Fox game we wanted. It was not the Star Fox game we wanted at all. But the GameCube was for a really long time my favorite console of all time. Still really high in my rankings of consoles, especially probably the most underrated console of all time.
No, the GameCube is a great console for sure.
And I really enjoyed that game. I even enjoyed Dinosaur Planet. Star Foxing on a planet, not in R-Wings. But that's why I'm saying I want R-Wings now. Let's get off planet. Star Fox needs to be amongst the stars. So yeah. So continuing on, getting away from Star Fox talk. Splatoon DLC, they're gonna push it. The Splatoon hype train is chugging down the tracks. They want to keep that rolling. They want to feature that. It's a huge deal for them. What do you think about Splatoon?
Yeah, I think they're going to talk about it. Splatoon, I think, has been not necessarily a surprise success for them, but it seems like, everyone who has a Wii U at this point has Splatoon. And I think they're just going to talk more Splatoon DLC. They've been getting free DLC like pretty often, new free maps and stuff. So I think they're going to sell that. And Splatoon is going to be one of the games at the Nintendo World Championship. They announced that earlier this week, and so I think they're just going to talk about it. And then, I mean, expectedly, they're going to show Yoshi's Woolly World, too, because that's coming out soon, I think, so they should probably talk about it.
Okay, and then my last expected prediction is that I will complain about everything that they release. None of it will be good enough for me.
All right, we'll throw that in expected, because you're not going to point for that.
Bold. That's
yeah, I don't know. I think Nintendo's going to surprise people this year, and I'm not, I haven't been a Nintendo fan for a long time, but all right, so moving into the bold predictions, folks. This isn't really that bold. Especially because they're already going to... So they announced, oh my god, there's so much to talk about. I don't even know how we can fit all this in. So there's going to be some sort of special Smash Bros. Nintendo Direct Sunday morning before E3 starts. I don't know what they're going to show there, but I assume they're still probably going to have to talk more Smash Bros. At their Tuesday Direct. And so whether or not this is their Sunday Direct or their Tuesday Direct, either way, there's going to be Smash Bros. DLC talk. They acknowledge Smash Bros. Is their biggest game, period, let alone the biggest game on the Wii U. They're going to be talking about DLC, and I think it's going to be substantial DLC. I think we're going to see more stages. I think we're going to see more costumes. And they're going to talk new characters. I think they already showed off Lucas a little bit, who's going to be a new character. And then there was a leak earlier about some new characters that they found kind of in the files, and so I think those are going to be released. I think we're going to see Roy of Fire Emblem fame, because clearly that game needs more Fire Emblem characters. And then Ryu from Street Fighter. I think he's going to be in there.
Ryu from Street Fighter?
There was leaks that there's gonna be a they have the World Warrior stage music in the files of a patch. So yeah, I think maybe because people are talking about Street Fighter V, yeah, Ryu is gonna be in Smash Bros. That's my bold statement.
Okay.
Man, that's crazy. Man, that's crazy.
Okay, nice bold statement. Do you have any other bold predictions for us about Nintendo's conference?
Yeah, so I think Nintendo is going to be pulling out big guns this time because they're like, all right, we need something to keep, because they're not going to talk about NX. They're not going to talk about their mobile games. They're just going to talk about the games they have now. And honestly, the Wii U, they must know that's a dead console. Like, they need to not announce new games for that because nobody has it. No one's going to get it, except for maybe you, because you're a fool. They're going to say there's a new Pokemon. They're going to announce it. Everyone's been waiting. X and Y were great games. I mean, Pokemon games are always the same, but they're always great. They're going to be Pokemon Z. Pokemon Z is coming out for Nintendo 3DS soon. I don't know when soon is, but soon. It's going to be a new Pokemon Z.
But do you care?
Nope, not going to get it. Pokemon, Justine got me Pokemon X, and I really enjoyed it. But I'm too old now to buy this, like, because always, like, the third one, like, there's, like, red, blue, and then what was the third? Yellow, and then there's, like, gold, silver, and then there's crystal, and there was ruby, sapphire, and then there was emerald. Like, I don't ever get that third one, because, like, you know, the two that come out at the same time are, like, the exact same game with slightly different Pokemon, and, like, some whatever color changes and stuff. And then the third one is, like, the same game, but they add a couple more pieces of content, but, I mean, I don't want to... I'll certainly buy the next generation of Pokemon, whatever that may be, but I've played this generation, and I'm okay just having played through X.
Okay, nice. So let's get crazy. All right, so I think that not only will I be complaining throughout the Nintendo conference, which we all expect, but I think that Yoshi's Woolly World is actually going to look really, really cool. And I think that it is going to drive a few people, maybe me, to buy a Wii U. To make that choice.
Well, I've got a crazy prediction that might help your Wii U purchasing decision. They're going to announce a Wii U price drop. That's right. Sony's cutting price, Microsoft's cutting price, so is Nintendo. Wii U, right now, I think it's still $250, which blows my mind. No one's buying that console, but Nintendo refuses to cut the price on stuff. But I think they're going to drop it to $150. I think they're going to cut it $100.
Oh, man. If the Vita drops to $99 and the Wii U drops to $150, I'm going to be in trouble.
You better buy a PS4, you freaking punk.
Yeah, man, with that PS4 price drop. Oh, wait, hold on. Did you just predict the price drop for every major console and the Vita?
No price drop for the 3DS. That's staying the same price.
So only the 3DS is the only thing that's going to stay the same price after
the E3. Only one immune, yeah. This is the chop the price chop the price E3. Yeah, I predict this. They're all crazy, but I predict them. So they're going to happen.
All right.
So yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be a huge price cut. I think they might. I mean, it's Nintendo, so they might only cut it to $200. But I don't think that'll be enough. Honestly, I don't even think the $150 price cut will be enough to help them. But certainly, it could. Some people might buy it. I mean, I would be tempted. I still probably wouldn't buy it, but I'd be tempted.
Okay, so if Star Fox is the franchise that I want to see, what's the franchise that you want to see?
All right. This is my bold prediction. Very bold. So, Nintendo. Work is being done on a new Metroid. This is going to be a new Metroid game from Retro. The people, they made the Metroid Prime games, which were great. I played through, I think, all three of them. And then they've been stuck working on Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Returns, and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze or whatever. But I think there's going to be a new Retro game. New Metroid game from Retro. But it's only going to be for the 3DS, because they're not even going to release it on the Wii U. Because why would they spend the effort making this a AAA big Nintendo game on the Wii U? No. So it's going to be some sort of new Metroid game by Retro on the new 3DS. And maybe it will be like a Metroid Prime, because you can use a C-stick as like a second analog stick, so you can like have that first-person shooter kind of gameplay. I don't know. But yeah, that's my prediction. New Metroid, and it's only going to be on the 3DS.
Man, that just sounds so typical of Nintendo. I can't argue with that. Yeah, I have to completely agree. New Metroid, but for 3DS. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, well, any last thoughts on Nintendo?
No, I'm getting rid of this other one.
All right, excellent. Well, then, why don't you take us right on into Square Enix?
All right, yeah, folks, there's so many press conferences this year. Jeez. All right, so Square Enix is going to have their own press conference. So let's go through the expected. So we already know that they're not going to be talking Final Fantasy 15. So we will not see any Final Fantasy 15 in any regard. Hey, I think the demo version of Final Fantasy 15 just updated, so there's always that. But no, they had some sort of... Yeah, hooray, yeah, an updated demo. Why are they wasting effort updating a demo? Just work on the game. Just finish the game. Oh, man. That game's never coming out.
Did you play the demo?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it's...
So that's why they're updating the demo. You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem.
I played the demo because No.
You're the problem. You're the problem. You're the problem.
I played the demo because I want to know what Final Fantasy 15 is going to feel like. And it gave me a good feel for the game. They don't need to update it to, like, address fan complaints. Just listen to the fan complaints and then incorporate them into the final game.
Excuses.
Yeah. So let's talk about what we are going to see. We're going to see Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. It's going to take up a good portion of their press conference. That's a big game. They're going to show us another cinematic trailer. There's going to be gameplay. They're going to show stealth. They're going to show action. Adam Jensen's going to look cool. Deus Ex Human Revolution was great. I love that game. It's awesome. So I'm excited for this new one.
I haven't played it. Why do you like it?
It's like the world is so cool. You live in it's this future where there's these body augmentations and these corporations and kind of the struggle between identity when you start changing like your body and like the different kind of things you have to worry about when everyone has a computer in them, and just like a lot of cool. The world it establishes is really cool. It's this really almost cyberpunky kind of future, and then the spying elements are really good. I really liked I'm not a huge fan of like kind of stealth games, but they do a really good job there. I mean, the first like 2 missions are so hard. I almost gave up because I'm like, this game's impossible. But then once you start upgrading like your abilities and stuff, like it's a really fun, really kind of engaging experience. There's a lot to do and see, and it's a little kind of open world, and it's great. It's fun. The boss fights suck, but whatever. So we're gonna see some more Rise of the Tomb Raider at the press conference here. I mean, it's gonna be at Microsoft, but it's gonna be here too. That's a big game for Square Enix. And then they're gonna talk Just Cause 3. They're publishing that. They're going to show gameplay, and they're going to give a release date, I think. I think they're going to say, hey, this is soon, we got it cool, you can do crazy stuff, you could strap an explosive barrel to an airplane and fly it off a cliff and then blow up the airplane and then do crazy stuff. I mean, Just Cause 3 is just an insane game, but they're going to show it off here.
Okay, well then why don't you take us into your bold predictions?
Alright, bold. I think Deus Ex Mankind Divided is going to be given a release window, and I think its release window is going to be, spring, summer 2016. I think it's pretty close. If not, fall 2016, at latest. Summer, let's just say summer to fall 2016. Deus Ex coming out next year.
Alright, I like it. Alright, I have a crazy prediction for you.
Alright, let's get into this crazy prediction.
Alright, I think Kingdom Hearts 3 gets a release date.
What are you smoking? There is no way. Final Fantasy 15's not even getting a release date, and that's way further along than Kingdom Hearts 3.
Nope. That's gonna be the surprise. That's gonna be the turnaround.
If this is true, you win. You win. We won't even tally the points. We won't even tally.
All right, man. Yeah, I'll take that.
This is worth 200,000 points if it's correct.
Yeah, release date. Kingdom Hearts 3. You heard it on the Impact Factor first.
A date? Not even a window, but a date?
Like a month. At least like a month.
Oh my goodness. You are crazy. But I love it.
All right. At least, all right, fine. You know what? You want to take it back a little bit? A window. We're going to get a window. But like, it's going to be like a quarterly window, or a seasonal window.
I'll still give you 100,000 points if we even get a window. You're crazy. This game is... I mean, okay, my prediction was that Kingdom Hearts is actually further than we think. And we're going to see some more gameplay, some trailer. And I think my crazy thing is we're probably going to see Star Wars stuff. I think Star Wars or Marvel, because Disney has all of them now. I think we're going to see some sort of hint at Star Wars or Marvel. Star Wars or Marvel world you can travel to Kingdom Hearts 3. But they're just going to show some gameplay. They're going to show some of the battle system. They're going to say, please be excited. We're still working on it. No release date, no window. This game's not coming out till at least 2017, if not 2018.
No, man, I think they're going to be like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's your Marvel world or your Star Wars world, and you're going to be able to play it in release window.
No way. Goofy lied. The voice actor who played Goofy is like, well, I finished my voice work, so Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to come out this year. I don't know. That's a horrible Goofy. But
was that Goofy? Was that supposed to be Goofy? You sound like a drowning goldfish.
Wait, how do goldfish drown?
I don't know. You just figured it out somehow.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm very impressive. No, I mean, Goofy lied. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This game is... Don't believe Goofy's lies. The game is not coming out anytime soon.
I think we just found our episode title right there. Goofy lied.
Goofy lied. Don't believe Goofy's lies.
I like that. Don't believe Goofy's lies. All right, no.
So it's the Impact Factor Episode 6 E3 predictions. Don't believe Goofy's lies. This is
there it is.
A mouthful. All right, we got show titles.
I believe Goofy. I believe Goofy.
No, that's not going to believe it. That's not going to be the title. Don't believe Goofy's lies. All right. Well, and then Square Enix. Oh, this is expected. They're going to show off the new Dragon Quest Heroes game. That game's coming out soon for Japan. Coming out soon, and then it's gonna come out this fall in the U.S.
Dragon Quest Heroes?
Yeah, you've got a confused look on your face. Yeah, it's Dragon Quest, but Dynasty Warriors.
It already came out in Japan. It's been out.
Okay, well they're announcing the U.S. release date then.
That's why I'm looking confused because I'm like, I've already played Dragon Quest Heroes. Like,
yeah, okay, well whatever. Who cares? Who cares about Dragon's Quest? Who cares about Dynasty Warriors?
I care.
All right,
I care.
Okay, well, let's move on. Finally. Oh, God, what time is it now? All right, PC Gamer Show. We guess I got some time. PC Gamer Show, we're not really going to go through. This is like a 3-hour show. This is completely new. We really don't know what to expect. So just a couple things that we think might be there. Microsoft already said they're going to be there in a pretty substantial way. So I assume even if HoloLens is showing off at Xbox One's press conference, it's going to be showing again here. They're going to talk about how Windows 10 and Xbox One crossplay is talking, maybe about a new Xbox One operating system, because a lot of people really don't like the interface Xbox One has, because it's kind of cluttered and nasty, and now they're changing it to Windows 10. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that changes kind of the way you interact with your Xbox. And then Blizzard, I think, is going to be there. This is going to be one of the first E3s in years that Blizzard is in there for any real capacity. We've seen it there in the past with like when Diablo 3 was ported to consoles. But they're going to talk about their PC gaming stuff here. And I got to correct some of your predictions here. They already said officially there's going to be no Hearthstone talk at E3. So no Hearthstone's going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah, they just like this morning said that there's not going to be any Hearthstone there.
Well, that's because they also just recently announced the new Tavern mode.
Yeah, and there's just a new trailer that just came up as we're recording this for the new Hunter hero skin. Ooh.
Oh man, which character is it?
I don't know. I don't know no Warcraft characters. Something Alina or Windrunner? Ilaria Windrunner? I'm assuming she's related to Sylvanas.
Yeah. Someone out there who likes World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
be excited.
They're out there. Hey guys, why are you talking crap about World of Warcraft? Oh man, I'm just gonna get so much hate. Not everyone.
What are you doing? What are you bringing down on us? I take no part of this. I don't like World of Warcraft, but I'm not imitating you on air.
That was actually your voice, Fliss, so I don't know what you're talking about.
What? Oh, man, don't pin this on me. Oh no. Oh no.
We had a successful formula.
Kingdom Hearts 3 guys.
Yeah, we had a successful formula. Episode 5 was good. This episode is just a mess. Oh man! But Blizzard's going to show off.
It's a lot of fun. Hopefully you're having as much fun as we are. Just goofing around, being ready for E3.
Got some feedback from my friend David where he mentioned he liked our hamburger steaky and popcorn talk. So,
all right, man. So
we need more food talk.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, we can wrap up this episode with some Foodcast.
BurgerCast will return Impact Factor Episode 7 once E3 is done with. Or Episode 8, maybe, because probably Episode 7 is going to be us talking what was actually shown at E3. So they're going to talk Overwatch. I think Blizzard's going to show up and talk Overwatch in a substantial way. I think they're going to reveal new characters, going to show more gameplay, and maybe even announce some sort of closed beta program people can sign up for to be a part of that. And I'm excited. I'm excited for Overwatch. When it first was first revealed at BlizzCon, like I got really excited. It was such a great reveal to have that kind of cinematic Pixar-like trailer, and I was like, "Oh, that's it." And then they went right into the gameplay, and it looks cool. It's like a mix between like the hero fighter that they have going on with Heroes of the Storm and the other MOBAs, but then it's also like Team Fortress 2, because it's kind of first-person shooter. So it looks cool.
So why are you excited about this? You're never going to be able to play it.
Hey, shut up! Hey, Heroes of the Storm works okay on my computer. and I've played other games. I think it could work. I just have to turn everything down to low.
I want to tell you guys a story about this guy and Team Fortress 2. This is the guy who played Team Fortress 2 by booting up like what were you running? What were you running on your Mac in order to play TF2?
I think I was running it in a Windows emulator. Or no, I had it on my Mac, but I just had it on my old like 2007 Mac laptop.
Right, and so this thing was running, like, seriously, like, frame by laggy frame. And so this guy would get on there to play Pyro, and, I mean, I don't know how he did it, but he was still actually credit to team as Pyro.
Well, Pyro was the only class I could play. The Pyro was the only class I could play, because I just basically would run near enemies and then hold down the attack button.
And hold down the attack button and then, like, spaz out with your mouse. Like, I'm going to hit you somewhere. I'm going to get you. Take some burn damage.
Oh, man. Yeah, I described it to Fliss earlier this week. Playing Team Fortress 2 on my old computer was like watching someone flip through a flip book very slowly.
That is a perfect description. Just
I put in 40 hours. 40 hours! But my new laptop has more power and more juice. It can run Team Fortress 2, so I don't see why it couldn't run Overwatch. Just had to tone down the graphics a lot.
Yeah, because those two games are going to be completely the same in terms of the system requirements.
Oh, whatever.
Sure.
If I turn down the graphics, I'll be okay. I don't need no game PC. So Blizzard's going to show up and talk Overwatch, going to talk Heroes of the Storm 2. They just announced that they're going to have like this Eternal Conflict, which is whatever, like a new Diablo map and new Diablo characters. So maybe they'll just mention some tournament stuff. Maybe they'll talk more. I don't know. And then I think, kind of maybe more on the bold side, that Amazon's going to finally show off what it's been doing. So Amazon has been soaking up game developers for a couple of years now. Amazon Game Studios has been really, really building towards something. They've been releasing mobile games, but I think they might be wanting to make some sort of more substantial PC experiences. And so I think they're going to have something to show off there.
And they've been making a lot of big promises about what that's going to do, and they have a lot of resources, so it'd be cool to see what they actually come up with.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, Amazon has the money to bankroll some really, like, whatever game people want to make, and so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, well, I have to say this. I know this won't happen, but I gotta put this on here. This. I don't even think this is crazy. I think this is just stupid.
New category, stupid predictions.
Stupid predictions.
There's only one of them, and it's made by Fliss. Well, two. Kingdom Hearts falls into that.
No. Okay. So are we saying that my stupid predictions, if either of them comes true, I win?
Yes.
Okay, well then, Half-Life 3.
No way. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out. I'll put a crazy prediction, though. I'll put a crazy prediction, though. Left 4 Dead 3. There we go. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
All right. Well, that's it. That's it for predictions. We're coming up on when we should cut stuff off. We were going to talk more stuff with you, but we'll save it for next time. Fliss and I have actually been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm, like we mentioned. That's fun. We got a gaming session set up for this Friday. It's going to be great. Maybe even have a whole team. Who knows?
Yeah, full stack, man. I can't wait.
So, yeah, let us know what you think about our predictions. I don't know how we're going to share these. Maybe we won't share them with you guys. You heard the episode. You can tally them down yourself. We'll tell you the scores, and we'll tell you next episode who won.
Yeah, we'll figure out some way to keep this going. And since apparently BurgerCast was a success, Alex, I think we ought to have a themed food competition.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't necessarily fair because, you can get Justine to help you, whereas I live alone. But I think that we need to each make a themed food for one of the press conferences and create a dish to show how excited we are about that. And any of you listeners who want to take a game or a press conference and show off your excitement by creating a special dish, why don't you send that to us at impactfactorpodcast@gmail.com, or even better, tweet at us. And let's get some themed food going. E3 Foodcast.
E3 Foodcast. All right, we got it. So let's wrap it up here, Fliss. Go through the rigmarole.
All right, man. Well, hey, no matter what happens at E3, I'm excited about it. I'm especially excited about it if it's one of my stupid predictions.
No, it's not going to be. Nope.
Well, we're going to watch the show closely. We're going to be posting new stuff every day throughout the run of it. I know you're going to tell us in a minute about all the awesome stuff you're going to be doing during it, and I'm going to, be on Twitter telling you my thoughts. Catch me on Twitter at the C Fliss. That's at THECFLISS. Let's get pumped about Street Fighter and succumb to Nintendo together. Mm-hmm. Also, check out my blog, Fliss of the North Star, for my thoughts on pop culture, Japan, and more. I'm still updating every Monday and Thursday. This week, I wrote about the Netflix original show, Grace and Frankie. And actually, it's a show about two women in their 70s, played by Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of a sad dramedy, but really, really enjoyable. And it's helping me deal with getting older and helping me move through my quarter life crisis, which I totally get to have. And,
oh, man.
But then today, if that's not your thing, I also posted pictures from a hike that I took around my little town with some of my students, where we visited some local temples. And some of those temples are several hundred years old. So really cool thing to just be able to casually, take a 5-minute walk from your place of work and go see those kinds of history, or historic places. Just walk right into a history book, something right out of one of those beautiful art of the world books in great places. So check out those photos, and you can see that at flissofthenorthstar.blogspot.com.
All right, so thanks, Fliss, for going through that. Just to tell the folks what I'll be doing, so the Impact Factor is doing E3 as best we can. So what I'll be doing is live tweeting the event. Every press conference, I'll be live tweeting. That's Bethesda, that's Microsoft, that's EA, that's Ubisoft, that's Sony, that's Nintendo, that's Square Enix, and that's the PC Gamer one. Though the PC Gamer one, I might be a little bit burnt out at that point. So I'll be live tweeting the event. So that's at Alex Samocha, Alex Samocha, like the coffee, on Twitter. Please follow me if you want a deluge of hundreds of tweets about the event. And then I will be giving my thoughts in audio form at the end of each day. So that's the end. It's Sunday night after Bethesda, Monday night after a bunch of press conferences, and then Tuesday night. Due to the time difference, unfortunately, my co-host, Charles Fliss here, will not be able to join me for those recording sessions, but I'm just going to throw together a quick, maybe 15 minute to half an hour talk, just kind of running through what I thought were the biggest stories, the coolest things of the day, and those will be posted up on our YouTube account. So check those there on the YouTube. Just going to be a special little, my thoughts of the day. So thanks everyone for spending time with us. We really appreciate it. I know we've got a couple of devoted listeners. Hopefully we can get more than this couple, but for those of you who are listening right now, who made it to the end of the episode, thank you so much. So if you're hearing this right now, chances are you found it on our SoundCloud. That's soundcloud.com/theimpactfactor. Or, that's all one word. So again, I repped it last time, but please, if any of you take your podcast through iTunes, please find us there. You can just look for, in the iTunes store, the Impact Factor. We show up. Please subscribe there. You get automatic downloads of all of our new episodes to deal with, so you avoid any headache about losing an old episode if it gets replaced on an RSS feed. And please, if you can, give us a rating, write us a review there. It would really help, and maybe other people could find us through iTunes too, because I know a lot of people get their podcast through iTunes, so we would really appreciate it. So just search the Impact Factor in the iTunes store. So for an archive of all of our old episodes, the only place to do that is by finding us on our YouTube. And you can do that by looking at the description below where we have a link, or by searching the Impact Factor video games on YouTube. We post the podcast there, and then I've been doing Spelunky daily runs. I've been posting videos of my Spelunky daily challenge runs there. But the Impact Factor of this podcast was originally conceived as an extension of my blog about video games. And that blog, which I've shilled several times throughout the show, is theimpactfactor.blogspot.com. Check there every Tuesday for a new review or article, and every Friday for my curation of the best written pieces from the world of gaming. So please send us comments and suggestions for the podcast to impactfactorpodcast@gmail.com. Again, follow me on Twitter at Alex Samocha. It's Alex S-A-Mocha, like the coffee. And until next time, be excited for E3 and make an impact.